House will come to order. Prayer by the chaplain.
Today, truly, I was scheduled to be in Iceland, actually, for the whole week. For some reason, I decided to cancel that trip. Now it's 25 degrees above there. No need for winter silks. It's 25 below here. I pray that your decision-making will be better than mine. Please pray with me. Dear God, we gather this day about to begin good work. Thank you for all the talents and gifts present here in this chamber. With humility, we ask your blessing and guidance. In your wisdom, surprise us with shared insight into the common good. Stir us to bring our best. Equip us to collaborate, even compromise, and discover together what is best for the people of Minnesota. If our plans get too grand, help us to burst into laughter right in the middle of our self-importance. If our hearts get too hard, may our eyes not fail to hold back tears at the reality of everyday hurts. May we be touched by the people we long to serve and their circumstances. Help us to listen to one another, trusting that together we shall serve well. Without you, O God, we can do nothing. With you and in you, we can establish a community of peace, goodness, and justice. May it be so. Amen.
Members of the chaplain for today is Reverend Dan Yezel from First Presbyterian Church, Hastings, Minnesota. Pledge of Allegiance. Please remain standing and recite the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The clerk will take the roll. That's fair. Clerk will close the roll. A quorum is present. Clerk will read the journal from the preceding day.
Journal of the House, 91st Session, 2019, 7th day, St. Paul, Minnesota, Monday, January 28th, 2019.
There is no objection. Further reading of the journal will be dispensed with, and the journal will be approved as corrected by the Chief Clerk. Hearing no objection, the journal is approved as corrected by the Chief Clerk. Reports of standing committees and divisions. A copy of this order of business has been placed on each member's desk. If there is no objection, the reports will be adopted. Hearing no objection, the reports are adopted. Second reading of House files.
Second reading, House File number 148.
Second reading. Introduction to bills. The following House files have been offered for introduction today. The Chief Clerk will report the House files and give them their first reading.
Introduction of first reading of House Files 499 through 632.
Introduction of first reading of House files 499 through 632. Report from the Committee on Rules and Legislative Administration.
Winkler from the Committee on Rules and Legislative Administration, pursuant to Rules 1.21 and 3.33, designates the following bill to be placed on the calendar for Monday, February 4th, 2019, and establishes a pre-filing requirement for amendments offered to the following bill. House File number 51.
If there is no objection, so ordered. Motions and resolutions. There are copies of the non-controversial motions at the House desk and online. If there are no objections, we will take action on those motions first. Hearing no objections, the motions prevail. Motions and resolutions.
Franzen moves that House File number 373 be recalled from the Judiciary, Finance, and Civil Law Division and be re-referred to the Public Safety and Criminal Justice Reform, Finance, and Policy Division.
I recognize the member from Douglas, Representative Franzen, to speak to your motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. This week there has been a focus on protecting women. Female genital mutilation is a women's health issue. It's also a human rights issue, and it is gender violence. This piece of legislation protects little girls, and I would like to be part of the conversation and include this female genital mutilation as part of the focus on protecting women. We must never stop fighting for the safety of little girls, and we must put an end to this barbaric practice and punish parents who subject their daughters to these horrors. It is my hope that I can move House File 373 from the committee that it's in right now, which is Judiciary, with Representative Lesh, to move it over to Public Safety.
Discussion to the motion. The member from Hennepin, Representative Winkler.
Mr. Speaker, members, the typical custom and usage and practice of the House is that if a member wishes to move a bill from one committee to another or from one division to another, they speak with the chairs of the committees and the chairs assent, and then we do it as a matter of form. I don't understand today, based on the comments from Representative Franzen, that she has the approval or agreement from the chairs to move the bill. It does belong in Judiciary, Finance, and Civil Law. At some point, it should probably go to Public Safety as well. The path in this bill in the past included both committees, and so, members, I would oppose the motion, the Franzen motion.
The member from Douglas, Representative Franzen.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would like a roll call.
Roll call being requested. Seeing 15 hands, there will be a roll call. Further discussion to the motion. Representative Franzen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Speaker, I have spoken briefly to each of the committee Chairs, Representative Winkler, my favorite corporate Democrat.
The member from Hennepin, Representative Lesh from Ramsey. Representative Lesh.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's Ramsey. But Representative Franzen, I don't think you can check a box and come in check with me 30 seconds before the vote comes up. That's not the way we do things around here. I understand that you have a desperate desire to get on the bandwagon with whatever agenda is going on with a particular week of hearings. But you can't come in and say, hey, are you going to do this? Are you going to agree to hear it? I didn't even know this motion was coming up 30 seconds after you talked to me about this bill. So no, that's not how we roll here. That's not custom and usage. I will tell you that you forced my hand to try to talk to Chair Mariani about what's in the bill, about why I have it, in the middle of doing 5 other different things to try to say, can we find a way to accommodate Representative Franzen? But that was immediately after you're casting corporate Democrat aspersions at Representative Winkler. So I guess what I'm telling you is I'm not going to oppose this at this time. I would accede to it, and I know why my Majority Leader Winkler has raised the objection to this the way he did, because you didn't go about this the right way. You didn't go about it in a fair way. But I would say as chair, fine. From my perspective, and I probably should have checked with Majority Leader Winkler well before I said this and agreed to it, but I am a little bit disgusted about how this went about and about your actions on the floor in trying to do this in what is seemingly kind of a political way as well. That said, I talked briefly to Chair Mariani and said, okay, I would be okay with it going over to public safety. I'm sure that I will have to see it thereafter because of the components in this bill that would require my committee to see it. But I don't know what they are because I didn't have a chance to read it in 30 seconds. So there you have it. That's my position on it.
Representative Franzen.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Representative Winkler, I apologize to you. And to the chairs of both committees, thank you very much. I apologize. It wasn't until probably yesterday, that I realized that it was Gender Violence Week. I had dropped the bill last week, and with we only having session today, that's why I brought it forward. I do apologize.
Further discussion? Representative Winkler.
Mr. Speaker, Representative Franzen, if you would withdraw your request for a roll call, I will urge our members to vote with you based on the conversation with the chairs. And just a reminder to members, if you want to move bills from one committee to another because you legitimately think it needs to be there, talk to the chairs well before we get to the floor so that we understand that this is for the purpose of doing the work in the most orderly way possible. But based on that, I will urge members to support it if we withdraw the roll call.
Representative Franzen.
I withdraw the roll call.
Further discussion to the motion? Seeing none. All those in favor of the motion to re-refer House File 373 from Judiciary to Public Safety, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, no. No. Motion prevails.
Winkler's introducing concurrent resolution number 1, a House concurrent resolution adopting deadlines for the 2019 regular session. The concurrent resolution is being referred to the Committee on Rules and Legislative Administration.
Announcements. The Majority Leader, the member from Hennepin, Representative Winkler.
Mr. Speaker, I move that when the House adjourns today, it adjourns until 3:30 p.m. Monday, February 4th, 2019.
Representative Winkler moves that when the House adjourns today, it adjourns until 3:30 p.m. Monday, February 4th, 2019. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. The motion prevails. Representative Winkler.
Mr. Speaker, I move that the House do now adjourn.
Representative Winkler moves the House do now adjourn. All those in favor say aye. All opposed, no. The motion prevails and the House stands adjourned until 3:30 p.m. Monday, February 4th, 2019.